Choosing a Joystick Power Assist device. In Australia, there are about 7 different types of Joystick Power Assists, so picking one can be an anxious task. When choosing a Joystick Power Assist device, just know that there are 2 main options: direct power and indirect power. Direct power is when the motor is embedded in the entire wheel itself. So when the power goes into the motor moves the entire wheel. Indirect power is when you have a teeny tiny motor that puts pressure onto the wheel. So when the motor moves, it moves the wheel. Basically, direct power, great for traction and drive performance. Indirect power, easy to put in the back of a car. If you think a Joystick Power Assist is best for your client, try not to get too confused about all the different types of Joystick Power Assists that are out there. But there are 4 main things that you want to consider. Number 1 is how easy to put in the back of a car. Let's be real, this is probably the most important factor when deciding on a Joystick Power Assist device. Earlier we said that indirect power makes it easy to put in the back of a car because it's so lightweight, and they're often positioned in an ergonomic way where you can just lift it and put it in the back of the boot. Direct power is a little bit different. The ergonomics of it means you have to crouch down and get your hand and use 2 hands to push the button, push the wheel and slide it out, which is a bit hard for some people. So if you are going direct power, the anti-tip jack-up wheels on the Albert E-Fix are an absolute game changer in making it easy to take the wheels off the wheelchair. They allow you to lift the chair while you use 2 hands to slide the wheel out. Number 2 is the weight capacity. Most Joystick Power Assists sit around 100 kilos, but if you have a client that's over 100 kilos, the Albert E-Fix can go up to 160 kilos. Number 3 is the drive performance of the chair. Now earlier we said indirect power isn't as good, and the reason is because if you have the wheel and you've got the teeny tiny motor and it's pushing onto the wheel and this motor is moving to turn this wheel, what happens is that you may get some slippage, because say if the tires are wet, or if you're going uphill, or for whatever reason there's not enough pressure on there, this motor might be moving, but the wheel actually won't be. So the indirect power doesn't drive as well. So if you are doing a trial, make sure you really put it through its paces. Don't just drive it up and down the street. Try to go down curbs and up and down hills to really make sure that the indirect power is still going to be suitable for your client. Indirect power can also have an effect on the center of gravity of the chair. Because the motors aren't into the wheels, they often sit on the back of the chair, which can make the chair a bit more tippy. So if you're going up a hill and you're not leaning forward, you can tend to rock back on those anti-tippers, which can make people very nervous. And number 4 is, do you need an attendant control? Now all 4 devices have options for attendant controls, whether it be move the joystick from the front to the back or have a separate control altogether. But I'd say the best one that is out there is the Albert E-Fix, because what it has a push handle with a little trigger for the acceleration, and it also got a sensor on either side of the push rim to tell you when you turn in. So you can use the accelerator to push you straight, and as you push this way, the sensors will pick that up and it will actually turn the chair for you. There's plenty of options. You don't necessarily need to know the specifications of this one versus that one. You just need to know what are the considerations you need to make during the trial to make sure you've got the right equipment for your client. And of course, a trial reveals all. Have fun.